were chasing butterflies earlier.
Let's just stay. Let's just stay. Brother bear.
Now black bears don't have to be black. They can be blonde, gray, light brown or dark brown. There's another den coming up on your left, but they look like they're inside. But you can see our light brown black bear along the fence. Her name is Cinnamon right here.
Cinnamon.
She's a black bear, but she's brown. We'll see the brown bears next. Now when you look at the shape of these black bears, they're really shaped like eggplants. They're kind of just lumpy. They're kind of amorphous. And the brown bear shape is very different. We have these in our neighborhoods, and most of the time they're busy looking for food because they're on a seafood diet. They see food and they eat it. They're opportunistic omnivores, so they'll eat whatever they can get, including your garbage. So most of the time, if you see them, the worst thing to do is to scream and startle them. They're like New Yorkers. Don't make eye contact. They won't bother you. You won't bother them. So say hi to Joe, everybody. Hi, Joe.
Yeah.
Coming up on your left is antelope back by the mesh. They're called the greater kudu. They also have those monster ring stripes on their sides. To camouflage them, they have horns that take 6 years to grow those 2.5 spirals. The horns are used as shofar in Jewish ceremonial music. Interesting fact about the greater kudu: when they are being pursued by predators, rather than fight or flee, they decide to stand there and confuse them by doing nothing. I like that about them. Maybe try it sometime. See how it goes. Hiding. We're entering Terra Ursus, the trails of the brown bear, and coming up on your left are some brown bear cubs. These are European brown bears. Grizzlies are a subspecies of the European brown bear. This one's 1.5 years old. She was at camp last year. Her name is Bailey. These are 2.5 years old. And they're just waiting to get a little bit bigger so they can join the rest of the bear population. It would be like a 12-year-old playing with an 18-month-old. So you notice the brown bears have a fence. They're more aggressive than our black bears. If we had these in our neighborhood, we would have a problem. They're carnivores, and they're more aggressive. They do very cute things like people. They like to lounge.
He's just chilling.
And they like to swim on your right. They do hibernate when food shortages. When food is scarce and the temperatures drop, they can lower their heart rate from about 50 to about 8 beats per minute. And coming up on your left, there's a bear in the hot tub. Now our bears don't really hibernate too much because they don't have a shortage of food. But over the winter they may go into like a mud caves that they build for a few weeks, and we have a tunnel here on your left that they can use to travel between the two sides of the world, and they spend some time in there. Coming up on your left is a mama bear with 3 cubs. She's taking really great care of them, and she's teaching them to climb the trees. Sometimes they're up in the trees, and they're getting pretty big, so when they're big enough, they'll join the rest of the bear population too. When the bears give birth during hibernation, the mother bear might not notice. She may just sleep through it. Sometimes she wakes up, sometimes she doesn't, and she doesn't always take care of the cubs. But this one, she's taking really great care of her cubs, so they have their own place.
Nice.
Six Flags Safari is over 350 acres. So where are the animals going to go when we build safari and rides and new attractions? So that's part of habitat loss and animal-human conflict. So we have this area so the local animals have a place to go. You might see deer, red-winged blackbirds, turtles, and there's an eagle's nest, a blue heron's nest, and this is our Where's Waldo section. It's like the Six Flags that time forgot. some Australian species, like red kangaroo, the emu, and the black swan. We're entering Didgeridoo Pass. The didgeridoo is a wooden aerophone instrument that the Aborigines go out into the forest and tap on all the trees to see which ones have been hollowed out by termites. When they find a hollow one, they cut it down, scrape the bark off, maybe paint it with some tribal symbols, and then they make a sound into it like a raspberry. Like on their end, it sounds like. But the sound it makes as it vibrates through the tree trunk is.
No sé cómo le dicen a esa cosa.
So you can do it.
What is that? Is that?
You can start a band.
Oh, bullfrog.
There's a baby kangaroo on your left. The kangaroos are nocturnal, and I guess they're hanging out here. But we do have more coming up on your right. A bunch of kangaroos all together is called a mob. So say hello to my little friends. The male kangaroo is called a boomer. The female kangaroo is called a jill, and the baby kangaroo is called a joey. They lift their forearms to keep cool through evaporating heat. On your right are some black swans. They're a nomadic bird of Australia, and even though they spend their whole lives in and around water, they never dive. It looks like we're traveling to Jurassic Park right now. These emu birds are the only birds with calf muscles. They can run 40 to 45 miles an hour and jump up to 5 feet. Emus 5 feet? 7 feet. I was going to say 7 feet. They can't walk or run backwards though. They were the inspiration for the velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Right, so they might have some joeys sticking out of their pouches if you see any. Maybe this one right here. This one does have a lumpy pouch, so I think if she turns around, you might see a joey. She's kind of gray, so you know she's a female. I'm waiting for that one to turn around, but
They look like.
the female kangaroo can carry 3 joeys at the same time. One inside the pouch, one outside of the pouch, and one awaiting to be implanted. So what do you call a sloppy kangaroo that won't clean its room? A sloppy joey. Okay, are you ready to see some tigers? Woo! Coming up on your right are all the Bengal tigers, and on your left are all the Siberian tigers. Tigers come in 4 color variations: orange and black, white and black, a golden tabby, which is a strawberry blonde with butterscotch stripes, and a stripeless white, which is white with barely noticeable off-white stripes. So, which tigers do you think come from Bengal in India, and which tigers do you think come from Siberia, snowy regions? The white ones you think come from Siberia. The Siberians are all orange and black, so that's a Bengal tiger. Siberians are all orange and black, and they'll be on this side. We have 2 more Bengal tigers coming up on your right, and they are again one of those 4 variations: orange and black, white and black, golden tabby, or stripeless white. Remember how the lions all live together in a group called a pride? Tigers are a different cat species. They're territorial. And they're solitary. And these tigers, the Bengals, need about 60 miles of territory. So they have 1 or 2 to an enclosure. These are Bengals. They are tremendous swimmers. And they can often chase their prey into the water and catch them with web-like paws. Coming up on your left is an enclosure with a Siberian tiger. These are all Siberian, so they're all going to be orange and black. But also in the enclosure, there's a lion named Zuri. Nadia is the tiger, and they were born at the same time, 1 to a litter. So the trainers raised them together, and they don't know that they're different species. But still, I mean, this may just be my perspective, but Zuri's a little more social. She'll fall asleep with her arm over Nadia, and Nadia is like... So eventually they will have to be their own species. For some Siberian tigers in this enclosure, they're usually right here along the imagery to find out where these animals are, where they're going, and what's happening to their habitat. So I hope you had a great time on your Safari Off-Road adventure. My name is Robin. Our driver is Miss Desmond.